I was talking to a VC funded startup the other day, and they've been doing SEO for about a year now, just coming up to 12 months actually. And their traffic was okay, but not great. They were wondering whether SEO was worth it for them. It hadn't really got the returns they'd been promised after a year. Yes, they'd got traffic, but they just really weren't seeing the conversions and the ROI that they sort of expected from this sort of what they thought was a magical marketing channel. And when I questioned why it wasn't working, they literally said, like, we're just not getting any conversions from our SEO traffic. So on digging a little deeper, discovered that they were really concentrating on targeting high volume keywords. They were driving awareness but not making any sales. So I asked them how they were planning on converting this traffic, to which the answer was a bit shocking. He said, we're just trying to use internal links and improve our call to actions. They were actually questioning, we started getting a bit sidebar on what the best color for their call to actions were. But to be honest, that was all irrelevant and a bit of a waste of time, because they had a much bigger problem that most new SaaS companies fall into when they start running their initial SEO strategies. They want to grow fast because they need revenue and they want to impress investors. So in their minds, it makes sense to focus on high volume keywords because that's going to give the better ROI quickly. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can flip the script. You can go from, yeah, we're getting lots of this vanity traffic and we're ranking for lots of informational search terms, but we're not actually getting any conversions. So the audience you are getting on your website, there are a lot of them, but they're pretty low value. We're going to go from that to maybe slightly reduced volume of people on your website, but they're going to be much higher value to your business. So you can fix your SEO strategy for your SaaS company and make it work how it should have done originally. While people might read your content and enjoy it, and it might be great, you can't force people to buy if they're not ready to buy yet. So I asked why they don't focus on more bottom of funnel keywords, drive more conversions, drive more revenue. Their answer was, oh, they're low volume, they're not going to drive much traffic, so they're not really worth it. But actually, when you're a newer company and you're looking to be as efficient and drive as much revenue as possible, focusing only up here on the marketing funnel, the top of funnel, is just not going to pay any rewards for you in the short to medium term. It might be a great long-term play. Focusing down here, but through bottom of funnel, this is where people are ready to buy, even in the middle of the funnel. They're making product decisions, making direct comparisons. And although these keywords down here in the BOFU area generally have smaller monthly search volumes, like dozens rather than thousands, most people kind of ignore them. But there's a huge advantage to taking this Moneyball approach. Firstly, your website visitors are in a buying mode. They're ready to make a choice. And if you're coming up and presenting the solution, you're highly likely to convert. And secondly, it's kind of a Moneyball approach where your competitors are focusing on big numbers and they might not bother to look down in the smaller search numbers. You can scoop all that traffic up really, really easily. And I'm going to go through an example in this video to show you the difference between these types of keywords and what you can kind of look for, and what most people ignore, especially newer companies and newer marketing strategies. So on a keyword research tool like SEMrush, you can start searching for your keywords. Let's say we're, what's a good example? An email marketing company, for example. Most email marketing companies would start their SEO keyword research by typing in email marketing. We want to rank top for everything related to email marketing. But you think, well, 33,000 volume, 8,000 volume, 6,000 volume. Imagine if we rank for all that, we're going to have so much traffic. There's several problems with this. One, the keyword difficulty is intense. If you were to go and look at the SERP for this on Google as to what you're going to compete against. Firstly, you've got a lot of people big companies spending a lot of money. You've got AI overviews. You've got this pulling out the top leaders in the market as well, this rich results, before you even then have to compete against the PC Mags and Zapiers and MailChimps of the world in organic search. Firstly, you're never going to win. Secondly, people searching for email marketing platforms you might think they're ready to buy, but realistically, they're just quite high up in the funnel, middle of the funnel, and still assessing like what they need. And you can see this on the intent here on the search, that all these high volume keywords, yes, they have a bit of commercial intent, but they also have informational intent. So a lot of the traffic, if you do ever get any, is just not going to be ready to convert for your platform. You can scroll down further and keep looking at all this sort of stuff. In here, you've got email marketing, customer journey, email marketing, campaign services, all decent volumes, but to be honest, email marketing tips, this is the sort of stuff you'd pick out in your keyword research and think, great, we can write a great blog on email marketing tips. like, cool, someone looking for email marketing tips either probably isn't necessarily looking at that moment in time to buy email marketing software. They either have it or they're just starting to get their head around the information. So it's great for brand awareness. It's not going to be amazing for conversions. You've got loads of stuff in there which is great to rank for. What is email marketing? Again, needed for your topical authority and for your buyer customer journey, but if that's all you're targeting because they're high volume, the conversions are going to be lacking, and anything that is conversion worthy, that is going to drive anything, is probably sewn up by the big players in your niche, right? So what do you do? Well, the trick is to take this sort of more Moneyball approach and go and target very smaller volume, easier to rank for keywords which have a very defined person that is probably ready to buy or very close. And the easiest way, I guess, to start finding those is I would just filter down your keyword difficulty to very easy for a start. And this is going to start to unlock all these keywords that your competitors and the rest of the market is ignoring, but could actually have high commercial intent. For example, straight away we've got, actually these have got pretty decent volume. Usually they have dozens of searches, not hundreds. But automotive email marketing, keyword difficulty 11, you've got a really good chance of ranking. Yes, there are some informational stuff in here as well, which you can scoop up as well as part of your marketing plan. But as you scroll down, you'll start to find some really, really great terms in here. For example, straight away, we've got email marketing for financial advisors. I mean, that is literally a financial advisor looking for email marketing solutions right there. Keyword difficulty 11. You've got email marketing for jewelers, 110. These are actually pretty good volume when you whittle them down, but a lot of people will be like, yeah, that's okay, but it's still only 100 search a month. We'll get onto that a bit later once we exhaust the sort of higher volume stuff. But actually, if you were to go and write email marketing for jewelers content or a landing page or both and try and nail that category, yes, you've got the AI overview, but you can see there's solutions coming up in the right here. You can see is no one's advertising on this search term. One, there's no Google ads on there. Two, the SERP is much easier to compete with for this more high intent keyword. Firstly, yes, there's informational stuff in there, so blog posts are easy. And secondly, there's forums in there and lower tier sort of competitors that aren't the big software companies. So you're going to have a really great chance of ranking for this stuff, particularly if you can I would do a landing page and several supporting contents for jewelry, and you could scoop up a lot of this market a lot more easy. You could even start creating YouTube videos to rank them in search as well, and social media posts are coming through as well. So there's a really rich opportunity here that, jewelers, jewelry, you've got photographers, you've got so many opportunities here that are going to be much more high converting or be further down the funnel than the general informational terms. And yes, they're lower volume. We could go all the way down here. We could even look at versus terms, for example, X versus Y. So MailChimp might be the market leader and you might be a differentiator to MailChimp or suited to a different type of client or something like that. And again, a lot of people will be like, oh, it's not really worth me. Like, am I going to be bothered to write MailChimp versus Salesforce? Well, it's a commercial term for one. Someone's looking for a solution to something and they're weighing up those two companies. If you go and write the comparison between those two companies, you can add yourself in as a potential player as well in their buying decision and highlight your benefits versus their negatives. And again, it's only volume 50. But if you can scoop up, dozens of those searches every month, maybe even, if you add the two low volume keywords together as well, 50 plus a 50 for the other switch way round, sales versus MailChimp, and a keyword difficulty of 6, you can have a great chance of ranking, and you're going to have 100 search volume and more when all the other keywords around this subject come out of high converting people ready to buy with their wallets for your SaaS business. So when you're looking at your keyword research and you're tempted by all these top of funnel, high volume, highly difficult keywords that, yes, if you hit the jackpot on some of them, you're going to drive a lot of traffic, then it's not going to convert. You need to be focusing down here. Every business needs to be focusing down here at some point. Don't sleep on the lower volume keywords, which have high intent and high conversions. Those are the ones that are going to do the real damage in the buyer journey. I really don't like getting hung up on keyword volumes because they can often be misleading or just complete vanity metrics.